Hello, and a good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to you all, the good and wonderful people of the tube. Hope today I'm feeling grand and all's well in your world. Hello there, everybody. Today with the tube, I want to show you and talk about this guitar. This is a 2011 vintage V100, basically white Les Paul custom, that I got a while back now, and I've done some visual modifications to it, and hence why I've called the video the white custom. So originally it comes with black plastic, so you got black scratch plate, black pickup rings, black knobs, and poker chip is black, and the selector switch tip is black as well. And I love that look for guitarists like James Dean Bradfield, mainly because I'm a big Manic Street Preachers fan. But I wanted a white custom that is more me. So I decided to change out the black plastics for, well, basically white cream kind of plastics. So the poker chip, the switch, the pickup surrounds, scratch plate, they're all changed to white. Also, the speed knobs I changed to gold to match the gold tailpiece and bridge and pickup covers and machine heads. And as soon as I did that, people tube, I was like, now this guitar is mine. It's not just, I haven't just bought it because I want a guitar like James Dean Bradfield's Les Paul Custom. You know, this guitar is now my guitar in the way it looks. And one of the really cool things I love about this vintage people tube is that it was white once upon a time. I don't know how well it'll show up on the camera, hopefully okay, but if you look at the back of the neck, it's still white on the neck, but then you look at the body and it's gone yellow. The whole thing is completely off colour, and I love it to bits. And this guitar, I think it's one of the best Les Paul style of guitars I've ever played in my life. I just love it to bits. The pickups sound fantastic. It plays like a dream. It's light. It's 7.5 pounds, people tube, but it's full thickness custom. It's not like, because Les Paul customs are bigger, like, you know, fatter width wise than a standard, and you can see that. Hopefully you can see that here. This thing is full size. It's an absolute beast. And I've had a few white customs, but they've always been like, you know, 10 plus pounds, so really, really heavy, like, yeah, customs normally are. And I was just like, I want one that I can actually just play comfortably. And because I've got a knackered back, I have to be careful about weight of guitars. So when I got this one, and the neck was fantastic, the way it played was fantastic, the sound was amazing, and then I changed out the, you know, the aesthetics to look like this. I was like, I've got my custom. You know what I mean? I was just like, yeah, it's me in custom form, and I was very, very happy. Anyway, one thing I love about it as well is the fact that it's a custom in body, but standard in the neck, because you've got the trapezoids, not the blocks, and no bound headstock. So it's kind of like totally. It reminds me of Mark Bolan's Les Paul, which was kind of like, I think it was a standard body and a custom neck. Mine's reversed. It's a standard neck and a custom body, and I love it bits. So I'm going to show you it today, YouTube. So let me show you some sounds, man. So this is completely clean, no pedals. This is just the Marshall MG CR120 running together in harmony. Net pickup is like heaven to me. I love the sound of it. It's got all that kind of dark quietness of like a custom that I really want and love. If you put like a jackhammer on it and overdrive it a little bit as well, it just comes to life even more. And then if you completely overdrive it, it's like Gary Moore. Makes me very happy indeed, PeopleTube. Okay, so middle now, totally clean. Again, it's a gorgeous. This is a really nice sound for ambient guitar. There's something about this sound with ambient stuff. Like if I put the cloudburst onto reverb mode and turn that up quite a way, it sounds really nice for ambient guitar. Let's go here. Reminds me of Devon Townsend's ambient guitar sound, and I like that. If I put a bit more reverb in and delay, it gets even more soundscapey. It's just ace, and I really like it if you put it kind of like a jackhammer on it. It reminds me of the tone John Frusciante has on the DC EP. Not quite, because that was a Les Paul Jr. with P90s, but it's got this thing to it, and I love it. It sounds great. And then we've got the bridge humbucker, which again is really nice and clean, but it's got that kind of real low mid to it. Like you can hear it on those low strings especially, you know. It's got that kind of thing, but it's so well balanced. The pickups are so well balanced. And this one comes alive so when you put like the governor on. And it's super tight sounding. That's one thing I've always loved about Les Paul Customs is a standard has this kind of like, I don't want to say baggage, that's not the right word, but they kind of sag a little bit in the sound, whereas a custom is always like this. Yeah, it's really tight. It just stops, like, you know, it just stops on like you know, you say stop there, it'll stop there, whereas a standard will just kind of like leap over a little bit and then come back. It kind of like boings out and comes back, whereas a custom goes and just stops there. And it's, I think it works quite well for like metal-y kind of stuff, like you know, think of like Tool kind of stuff, like just so together. The sound is ridiculous. So basically, this guitar electronically, PeopleTube, is stock as it came. All I've done is change the plastics. But we got, you know, it's the original electronics. It's little mini alpha pots inside here, but they work great. It's the original Wilkinson humbuckers. They sound amazing. Wilkinson machine heads, tulip head machine heads. The neck on this thing is to die for. It's such a different neck as well, because I bought a V100 Peter Green model, the Relic version, around the same time as I bought this guitar. And and that's from 2008, the Peter Green. And the Peter Green one, the neck on it is a fretboard. You know, there is no neck on that guitar. And because of that, it makes it quite uncomfortable to play. You know, I can play it for a bit because I actually reshaped it. I'll do a video on that at some point. But it's such a skinny neck that it just kind of like, just doesn't feel very nice to play after a while. It's all right for a bit, but isn't very nice. But this one is substantial. You know, it's not Gibson style neck, like, you know, big, like, you know, fatness of the custom, but it fills your hand, and it's just really nice. The frets are really, really big as well. They are massive frets in this thing. I wouldn't say they're jumbo, but they're not far off. You know, they're slightly bigger than 6105 vintage tall frets, but they're really big, they're wide, and they just feel great to bend on. They really do. It's a really bendy guitar. Also, another thing that really blew my mind, PeopleTube, is the fact it's kind of, the bridge is like a vintage ABR1, but because it's got no stud in the body, like, I'll get a picture of it, I'll put it in here. You can kind of see, like, you know, the actual thing just goes straight into the body, and it is like a vintage ABR1, which blew my mind a bit, because you can actually adjust it at the top. I wouldn't recommend that, because it technically winds it out of the body, but it's kind of like, that's a modern Gibson thing on an old vintage. You know, like I said, this is from 2011. But this guitar is just absolutely fantastic. This is another one of those guitars, like an estate sale guitar. You can have it when I'm gone, because I love it so much. It sounds fantastic. I really love this guitar. It sounds amazing. And I love the way it sounds. Oh, and I've got to show you this. This is a weird thing. I don't understand how this happened, but it's there. But yeah, it's an amazing guitar. I don't know what the body is wood-wise. I don't know what the neck is. The fretboard is definitely rosewood, but I don't know what the body is. Like I say, it's very light, this guitar. Like 7.5 pounds for a custom. Crazy biscuit. So, check this out for weirdness. If I put loads of distortion on this guitar, PeopleTube, so if I put the governor and the jackhammer on, we'll make the amps hiss. Now, if I go bridge pickup now, so turn the bridge pickup volume all the way up. Lot of gain, right? But if I now flick this switch up with this volume all the way up, so if I turn this volume all the way up and then put the switch up, I will get the bridge humbucker clean. Check this out. This is weird. I don't know why this works, but I like it. Actually, if I just have the jackhammer on, it shows it better. So again. If I reverse that, if I turn the bridge pickup volume all the way down and neck pickup volume all the way up, I get the same thing. So when it's up, I get full humbucker sound. Put it down, clean. Why? I don't know. And then when you turn all the volumes down, it goes dead. But like I say, why it does that, I don't know, but I like it. Because what it gives me the ability to do, PeopleTube, is it, like, say if I'm playing like a big heavy rhythm guitar bit, and I want to go to clean, I don't have to touch pedal, I can just flip the switch. Why? I don't know. And there's not much great deal of difference in volume either when you do that. I don't know. People of the tube, if you can answer that one, please let me know, because I'd like to know. It's ridiculous. I don't get it. That's really cool, though. Anyway, I honestly, Poochie, I really cannot recommend these old vintage guitars. I say old. These vintage guitars enough. Like I say, this is 2011. You can tell that by looking at the serial number, and it's WI11, which means it'll be 2011. This one, and I'm pretty sure that's the way it works. If I'm not, then I'd be confused. Anyway, but yeah, I really can't recommend these old ones enough. They're so amazingly good. I mean, my experience with new ones has not been fantastic. There has been a few that have been okay, but the old ones never ever cease to impress me. Like the ones with the Wilkinson pickups and you know, there's just something about them. It really is. I've got, how many of these have I got now? I've got 4 vintages. I've got this one. I've got the 2 Peter Green models. I wanted the Relic one to kind of complete the set, so to say. So I've got the Relic one, and I've got the Pristine one, and I've got the vintage. I've got 2 vintage V6 icons, but one's not a working guitar; it's a keepsake guitar, and the other vintage V6 is the black one, which is just a fantastically amazing guitar. So I've got 5 of these old vintages, because I believe my 2 vintage V6 icons and my Relic Peter Green are from 2008. This is 2011, and my other Peter Green one, the Pristine one, is 2015. And that's about where I would stop buying them from, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. Like, the ones after that, I think they moved factory in 2016, something like that, and things just changed. And you can still get good ones. You know, there are still good ones out there. You know, I've played a couple of good ones recently, which I'm like, not bad. But they still don't feel as good as they used to, you know, and they just don't, and that's a shame, really. Anyway, that aside, I love this thing. This is amazing. It's going nowhere fast. I love the aesthetic of it all white as well with the gold. It feels more me, because I have a bit of an affinity for white and off-white guitars. It's kind of like my favourite colour of all time on a guitar. Anyway, so I'm a big sucker for that. I wonder why. Anyway, but I love the fact this one's kind of really yellowed off as well. It's like really, yeah, it's like it's done that kind of thing that they all do. Like they just go yellow over time. I love that the neck's white though. The back of the headstock isn't. The back of the body isn't. The sides aren't. It's so cool. You can really see, like, you can see where it was on a stand, where the sun didn't get it. I love this kind of thing. It's so cool. And like I say, it's in great condition as well. Like there's no kind of like massive wear on this thing. When I got it, it's barely been played. There's absolutely no fret wear at all. Like, you know, it's basically brand new. This guitar is. It's ridiculous. And all I did was change the plastics out and restring it with some, I think they're 10s. Yeah, they are 10s. 10 to 4060 Adario strings. And yeah, I just love how light it is. And it's not chambered. It is solid. It is solid, but I'd say it just doesn't weigh anything. 7.5 pounds, and which means like I can play it all day and not worry about my shoulder or my back being absolutely ruined by the end of it. And again, stays in tune, behaves itself, feels amazing. I love the frets in this thing. They're really nice and big and tall. Pickups sound amazing. It's just fantastic. It's just fantastic. Anyway, I'm going to stop gushing. I'm going to play you out. I wanted to do this one a little bit different because I wanted to talk about the guitar instead of just kind of like getting too lost in it, so to say. But we're about to get lost in this thing now. So, but yeah, I wanted to talk a bit about it because these things are fantastic. These older vintages, man. Jeez Louise, are they a bit on the good side? Just a little bit. But God almighty, I love this one. Like I say, this is a state I want. When I'm dead, you can fight each other for it, but until then, it's mine and you can't have it. So anyway, and you also might see this coming out to Red Giant gigs every once in a while, maybe, depending. But I find it weird. Les Pauls are a guitar I find really uncomfortable to play live, though. Like, you know, I'm so used to playing Strats live, but when I play a Les Paul live, I feel a bit bit weird with it. It's like same with Telecasters and stuff like that as well. I feel a bit strange with them, so I always like to go with what I'm comfortable with live, because the last thing I want to be doing is kind of like struggling to play in that kind of thing. But this is a guitar I play a lot of at home, and again, I really love the soundscapey thing of it. It's one of the things I do love to do with this guitar more than anything, is the soundscapey thing, the bow pickups on. It's just effortless to get around on as well, because of the big frets and stuff and just the way it feels to play. It's just so easy to get around on. Anyway, people, I'm going to get off. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like to support the channel, please consider becoming a patron at Patreon. Links to that description box below. Yeah, let me know what you think, PeterTube, because again, I adore this thing to bits. I adore it even more now. I've got, like, you know, the black plastics are gone. I love the black plastic look, that classic, you know, James Dean Bradfield Les Paul, but I wanted it to be more me, and because I'm obsessed with white guitars, this is where I went. And oddly enough, PeterTube, the switch, poker chip, pickup surrounds, and scratch plate are off my Revelation RTL 59, which unfortunately packed up many moons ago, sadly. I don't know what happened to that. It was the weirdest thing I've ever experienced on a guitar. But I've still got it as a husk. But I love the fact it's kind of living on in different guitars. Like, you know, this has got its plastics now. The bracket is from this guitar, and then these were just like gold speed knobs I had lying around in like a parts bit, which I bought years and years ago, and, like, you know, never found a home. Now I have. And that's it. You know, I haven't done anything else to it. I haven't changed the wiring, I haven't changed the pots, I haven't changed the pickups or the bridge or the tailpiece or the machine heads. You just don't need to. Nuts fantastic. It's just amazing. Anyway, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna, you know, gush about this a bit more in private. Anyway, like a creep. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again very soon. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening, and goodbye now. Cheers.